see you.
All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another live lesson. And before we get started, we're facing the east. We're gonna give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakudah.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity with faith. All right, and peace and safety as well to the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect.
Right.
Shalom. Shalom. All right, and the topic of the lesson is the chariots. All right, of Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, is our ticket home, our salvation home. All right, we're gonna get a few we're gonna get a few scriptures, and through the Spirit, Lord, willing to be edifying to whoever may be listening.
That's right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place.
The chariots of the Heavenly Father are 20,000, even thousands of angels. All right, so that means that the army of the Lord, all right, is a numeral amount of angels, man. All right, and that's the with the sightings that go on, all right, that all around the world. Okay, those are the chariots of the Lord, man. All right, those are the vehicles of the angels. All right, and they're making, they're writing down everything that's going on in this place, man. All right, they're working on the minds of these kings and these princes. All right, and they're also, casting out judgment. All right, making this place, fall down, man. Listening to the prayers of the saints.
That's right, brother. That's right. Hey, just to back you up real quick, because it said what? It said the Lord is among them, right? So that tells you that Yahweh Shemi Shai controls these chariots, man. What to the world would seem as a unidentified flying object, right? Or they call them now what did they say?
Unidentified phenomena.
UPAs, unidentified aerial phenomena. However you say it, all right. The Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai controls these chariots, man, and they go to and fro throughout the earth, man. All right, at a moment's notice, man. All right, this is not your average everyday Mustang, Honda, Jeep, Chevrolet, Ford. Nah, man. We're talking about vehicles that the angels and Yahweh Shai himself is going to come back in, man. All right? He's just backing the brother up about how those vehicles are going back and surveying, coming in and out, and giving details back to the Most High what's going on. This is Sirach 23:19. You got it, brother. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord, right? And part of the eyes of the Lord are what? We're also a part of the eyes of the Lord, the watchmen, the prophets, but the holy angels in those chariots, man. Those are eyes of the Lord, man. It says, not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. You got it, huh? This Sirach Khan, I got you, brother. Sirach 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
That's right, man. So our people and the rest of the world, they only worried and concerned about what their image is. They don't care what the Lord thinks of them. All right, and what the world accepts, it's not acceptable in the eyes of the Lord. That's why it says, going into the deep, more inner parts of them, man. All right, meaning that basically knowing your deepest, darkest secrets, man. Knowing you to the core of your soul, man. All right, because a lot of these people, what they put on the image, all right, on social media, man. All right, and not knowing that the Lord is seeing everything that you're doing, man. All right, that's pretty much it.
That's right. Going back, I got a precept for you. It's Luke 21:28. It says, I'm gonna start at 27 because we're talking about the chariot. The title of the lesson is the chariots of Israel are our way home, right? So when we get back on the topic of the chariots, all right, we know the Son of Man, which is Yahushua, is gonna come on a huge fathership that's gonna cover the sky, man. And all eyes shall see him. All right, all tongues shall confess, even those that pierce him, man. Roughly paraphrasing. This is Luke 21 and 27. It's Yahushua speaking. It says, and then, and you got it. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
That's right. So when the Lord come back, he's going to make an entrance, man, into the world, into this third dimension, man. All right. The spiritual is going to come into this realm, man. All right. And he's going to come with a numerous amount of angels, man. All right. And it's going to be in a glorious fashion, man. It's not just like you have these so-called stars of the world, the red carpet, or the on Hollywood, but they have those plaques of all the stars, man. All right, that's how the Lord is gonna come in a more glorious fashion, man. All right, he's gonna do it with his angels, man. Right. All right, and they're gonna come in a form as well too, like they're gonna come in like a order about themselves, you know.
Oh, yeah,
coming into this.
And we're gonna get into that too, going into the armies of Israel, man. Yeah. How you have these military generals, war generals, all right. That's how it's aligned up in the heavens, man. We have our spirit, our holy angels as generals, man. Yeah. Commanders, all right, sending out orders. But who's that top commander in chief? Yahushua. Yeah. All right, Yahweh Yahushua. It's just parallel in that scripture. Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, speaking of Yahushua, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud goes into that chariot, man. A cloud is talking about that chariot, man. All right? And the same way Yahushua was beamed up and taken up, is the same way he's going to come back on that chariot, man, that fathership. All right? And it's going to shock, and it's going to totally have the world confounded, man, by the sight of it. And we're going to get that, man. Acts 1 and 9, and when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. And that's talking about two men. It's talking about angels, man. All right? But they looked steadfast towards heaven, right? So Yahushua was taken up into the heavens on that fathership. All right? Which is Luke 21. We're going to go back to it. It's going to tell you. All right, it says, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, right? He was taken up at the Mount of Olives, right? It says, which was taken up unto you unto heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So the same way he went up, he's going to come back, man, on that fathership. And this is going to back it up. It's Luke 21 and 28. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass, and we're seeing all these things come to pass, right? War, rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places, famine, pestilence. Look at this monkeypox situation that's going on, man. This is going to be another plague that the Lord is going to send on this place just to show you, look, man, Yahushua is coming back, man. Like, what's that wicked dude Tupac? What he say? All eyes on me. Nah, man, you don't get the respect to say that, man. Only Yahushua gets to say that, all eyes on me, man. Because all eyes on Yahushua, which synonymously means all eyes is on prophecy, man. All right? But it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, right? Because how Yahushua was taken, they looked up and gazed upon him in heaven, right? The same thing we're doing now, man. We're waiting upon the return of Yahushua. When he's going to come back in the chariot, man. All right? That's what this lesson is going to get into. But it says, all right, verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, right? Our redemption draweth nigh. And the scriptures tell you, I'm going to get it real quick. You have one out? You got it. All right, it's the one I was looking for. It's Job 19 and 25, right? Because it says, your redemption draweth nigh, right? So, in order to receive redemption, you have to have a what? A redeemer, right? And this was spoken of way back in the book of Job, man, but it applies to right now, Akim. Job 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, right? Because it said that redemption draweth nigh, so we're being redeemed by Yahweh Yahushua, man. So Job knew this, all right? Job said when he stand in his light in his latter days, though his flesh inherit worms and such a thing. In his flesh, he will see God, see the Most High, man. And that's what we're hoping for. But it says, "For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth." And we're in those days right now, man. We're in those days where we see all this coming to pass, man. All these prophecies being fulfilled, man, that are written in the great book. Because Yahushua said, what? Not a drop, not a tittle in the law, till all these things come to pass. So here we have it. Here we are today, man. You got that.
All right, this is Colossians 1 and 14. In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, man. All right? So, Yahushua is coming to redeem us, all right? Take us out of this situation, man. Save us from the situation, man. All right? And he's coming to do it, all right, in a big fathership, man, a big chariot, all right? And that sounds so crazy and far out to, the majority of the world, all right? But everything that this Bible is speaking of is true, man, all right? Because the brother was just not going over and mentioning about all the prophecies that are happening in the earth, man, all right? And the scriptures say that the Lord's word is pure and gold tried 7 times, man, all right?
Right, bro.
Yeah,
Right. Yes, Lord.
That's it on that one, huh?
Just backing you up, huh? In Zechariah 5 and 1, it says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." Because what do they so called in Esau's terminology identify chariots as? Flying saucers, right? So that roll likened onto what a bread roll, which you see it in a chariot, man. All right, that's speaking of the chariots. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll," man. And we know through the process of time, different rulers that came on the earth. All right, particular Edomite rulers, man. All right, World War II, Antiochus, I believe it was Benjamin Franklin with the elder brought it out to me. They saw these same things, man, which they identify now as unidentified flying objects, aerial phenomena, man. All right, which we know are the chariots of Israel, man, that are come to deliver the Most High's elect, which are come and are composed out of you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. These are the chariots where everyone on the planet Earth is so mind-boggled about. They're for our people, man. They're set up for our guidance, man, and our order and our deliverance. But it says, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll." Speaking of that chariot, man. "The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits," going into basically like I believe when you it's like 30 feet long, 15 feet wide, man. All right, going into a chariot, man. All right, there's no roll of bread, all right, that long, man. And speaking of a chariot, which the world identified as so-called UFOs, man. It says, and here's the point, "Then said he unto me," because let's get a little bit deeper into those chariots and show you what they're here for, right? This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah, the chariots have 2 purposes, man. One is to destroy, and also to, pretty much get the elect out of here in the time of Jacob's trouble before those nukes drop, man.
Right.
All right? That's the 2. That's the curse, man. All right. The Lord's indignation, man. Support the Lord's indignation is those chariots, man. These concentrated beams of fire, like you see on Independence Day. All right, Esau like to portray and demonize the chariots in his movies. Rival. I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, man. Esau has a. That's why the scriptures tell you what, these miracles. All right, Revelation 13. The brother was talking about it earlier, and we had brought it out. These miracles that Esau performs on the earth, because Esau has a space system, SpaceX. All right, he goes into he has the dew of heavens that was given unto him as from the Most High, man. So he has a little knowledge of a small amount, minuscule. I can not even gonna give him that much credit of what goes on in so-called space, right? Therefore, he's built up his pride that much with that little knowledge the Most High gave him, the dew of heaven. He's built up all type of knowledge to where he believes he can fight against the Most High, man. Pertaining to Revelation 12, it says, Satan and his angels were cast out, because Esau, your angels, which are your military bases, your armies, all right, are going to be cast out, man. They're going to be destroyed by Yahushua in the Third World War, man. And we're speaking on that from the apostles on down to us, man. But this is a precept just to back the brother Amwar's up to show you that where we are, where we preach the word, where the men of the Lord dwell, not only is the Spirit with us, but the chariots are guiding us, man. And we've seen this on several occasions, man. In the flesh, I've seen this with brothers out in BR, man. Myself, Yoram, Yarasha, Zaquan, the elder Kazakia, all right? And some brothers that are not amongst us right now, we actually saw chariots close to, it was almost so close, we could almost feel it, man. Feel the vibration from off the chariot. When we saw the chariot, it literally swooped through the sky like if you swipe a sword and you still see that indentation of the sword throughout the air. That's how the chariot went, man. And then when the chariot did that, we all jumped back. But before, all right, before we saw the actual chariot, we had a spiritual conversation, man. We were talking about scriptures. We were going into we saw it was really really chilly outside, really cold out here, and then we saw a small pond. All right, and we said, man, what if the Lord will a brother that's not amongst us? He said, what if the Lord will make us swim across that pond through Jacob's trouble? And then the elder said, man, that's why it's written, pray not your flight that is in the winter for things like that. Soon as the elder said that, we saw a chariot up in the sky. It was going towards the moon, right? It was towards the east as well. All right. So when we saw this in the sky, pertaining to the spiritual conversation we had, we said, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? And when we said that, we turned and started having another spiritual conversation for a few seconds. We seen that chariot swoop through the sky. We all jumped back, man. We all literally jumped, man, because that's the power that it had, man. But that just goes to show you that the angels of the Most High are amongst us, man. We're hearing our conversations and in tune. They're in sync with us, man. I got it real quick for you. You can bring it out.
All right. This is Matthew 18 and 10.
Ooh. That's what I had.
It says,
I had 18. You could jump to 18 after you bring it out. You got it.
This is Matthew. You want me to just read my precept and you jump to 18?
Yeah.
All right. This is Matthew 18 and 10. It says, Shalaki. You can read it out.
You can break it down. It's Matthew 18 and 18. It says, verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth, ye shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again I say unto you, that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. And here's the point. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them, man. Right. So you see? You got it, bro.
That's right, man, because it says when two or three are in the midst, all right, then there I am, man. All right. So the angels, all right, even though we can't physically see them, man, all right, they're there, man. They're there with us in the spirit, man, giving us, guiding us, through these scriptures as well, man. Right, giving us ideas, making certain scriptures pop up in our minds so that we can be edifying to the elect.
All right, great. You got one up?
This is Matthew 18 and 10. It says, take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that in heaven that angels do always hold the face of the Father which is in heaven, man. So the angels are always amongst us, man. All right? They've been amongst us ever since we wasn't even in the truth, man, protecting us until this very moment, until salvation, ultimately.
Guiding us into the truth. They guided us into the truth, man.
Yep.
All right?
From the foundations of the world.
That's right, brother.
Yep.
That's right. I got one for you, right?
All right, bro.
It's Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, the Lord, all caps Yahweh, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's right. So the Lord's going to come, all right, with his chariots, all right, and rebuke this place, man, with flames of fire, man, concentrated beams of energy, man.
Those laser beams, man. Those laser beams are going to be coming down from off that chariot, but they're not just going to be Oh, just like how Jake do. Jake just shoot in the air, just miss his target. Nah, man, they're coming out for specific judgments and destruction, man, to destroy this place, man. All right, because the Lord is guiding those chariots, man. But it says, verse 16, you got it right. For by fire and by his sword, see, that's the Lord's sword, man. The chariots are the Lord's sword, man. Because a sword can do what? A sword can destroy you or save you. A sword can you can pull out a sword and protect yourself, defend yourself, right. Or you could pull out a sword and attack someone. Man. But it says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You got it, bro.
All right, the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. Meaning that the Lord is coming to do work, man. Contrary to how this world, preaches the Bible, they tell you that the Lord is gonna, call you up in a cloud and you're not gonna suffer any type of tribulation, man.
Right.
But that's not true, man. The Lord's actually bringing the tribulation. The Lord actually bringing those birth pains and troubling times, man. All right, because the scriptures say that the world shall be on fire. Roughly paraphrasing, I come to send fire. What if it be if it already be kindled, man?
That's right.
All right.
Yep. And that a part of that fire right now is the men of the Lord, man. We're that fire that's devouring this place. But the chariots are also going to devour this place. It's just backing the brother up, showing how the Lord gets down, man. All right, because you got Esau, Edom. They tell you what the few, the proud, the Marines. They tell you join the Navy, join the Army, service your country, right? Protect our troops. But we got a whole fleet, a host of heavenly angels guided by Yahweh Shem Yahushua to speak on our behalf on our court. It's Exodus 15:2. It says, the Lord is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So if the Lord is the man of war, all right, throughout that war, you have battle formations, you have troops, you have missions, you have generals, you have commanders, all right? That's all the host of heavenly angels, man. Those are our generals, our commanders, man. All right, they give out the directions and the orders, but who are they doing the will of? How about Shimei Shai, man? You got it, right? That was it.
This is
You got it?
this is Isaiah 31:5. It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it, man. So the Lord of hosts is Yahweh Shai, man. All right? And he's coming with his host of angels, man. All right? To what? To defend the elect, man. All right? Of Jerusalem, man. Which is people before it was a place. All right? And also, he will deliver it and passing over, he will preserve it, man. So he's going to deliver us from these times, man. All right? By way of his chariots. All right? You got it.
That's right. This is Ezekiel, the first chapter, the fourth verse. It says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, you see? So that great cloud is coming back, but that cloud is referencing a chariot, man. All right? But when you further proceed down in Ezekiel, the first chapter, it tells you what inhabits, what are in those chariots, man, which are angels, which we know to be as men of the Lord, man. They're in those chariots, man. The Alahayim are in those chariots, but a portion of that Alahayim must have been sent down on this planet Earth to serve that sentence, man. And the scriptures even tell you that the angels marvel at us. If you can get that one out. Ezekiel 1:4, and I looked and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. That's right, man. And that whirlwind, like we said, is speaking of the chariots, man. And brother brought out Isaiah 66:15, going into that hellfire that comes with the chariots, man. All right? So it's showing you that the chariots of the Most High are on a specific task, deliverance or destruction, like the brother brought out, man. All right, you got it, up.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get it real quick, but I got a quick one if you don't mind before that one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 1. And I'm reading it from the top. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty." And how is the Lord clothed with honor and majesty? Not only is his apparel, his appearance clothed with that majesty, but his vehicle, man, the chariots, they're clothed with majesty, man, and marvelous. All right, perplexing. All right, mind-boggling, man, to even look at, man, on this side, man. All right, like the Apostle Paul said, some of the things were unlawful to another, man. He saw chariots when he was up there, man. All right, and all the marvels of heaven. All right, it says, "Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment." You see, speaking of the chariots again. So in place of that garment, you have the light, man. That's describing the chariots of the Lord, man. This is beautiful. It says, "Who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain." And here's the point: "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the winds of the wings, wings of the winds." So like it, man. So that's your how about Shim Yahushua, man. All right, and there's nothing that we can compare on this side to even. We see the chariots and we still marvel at them, man. We're like, man, look what the Lord did, but we don't like the scriptures say, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Because we know the intel of what the Lord has given us to know on this side about the chariots and the vehicles of the Most High, man. Point blank, period. You got it, huh?
All right, this is Isaiah 60 and 8. It says, "Who are these that fly as a cloud and as a dove to their windows?" Man, that's speaking about the chariots, man. All right, the vehicles of the Heavenly Father, man, flying, man. All right, to and fro from earth, man. All right, making going back to the Lord, delivering the messages, man. All right, because that's what they are. They're messages of the Lord, man.
That's right.
All right. That's it.
You got some more? I got one for you. I bang you right up. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 13. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. Right, because it says, "Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind," man. And what does a whirlwind used to do, man? Perplex you, destroy, all right? Leave you in a state of mind to where you don't know what's going on. That's why ultimately the people on this side, 2/3 of Israel, you heathen nations, you scientists, you philosophers, you UFOologists, you don't know what the ins and outs of what's going on in the heavens, man. That was given unto the elect to know, man. We know what's going on in the heavens, where Yahweh Shem Yahushua dwell, man. Right? And speaking of, we don't know everything, right? We know what the Lord has given us on this side, man. We know what we ought to know, all right? You got it, man.
All right, this is Isaiah 19 and 1. "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shame, and shall come unto Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it," man. And that's gonna happen again, man, in Babylon, America, man. All right, the Lord. All right, because what the scriptures say that they should be terrified at the presence of the Lord when He comes out.
Right.
All right, all knees shall bend. All right, and tongues confess to the Lord, man. All right, that's gonna happen.
Right. You got some more? We're going to show you why that's going to happen, the statement that the brother just made, man. We're going to show you just exactly how whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is going to appear on that chariot, and exactly how his countenance is going to be. And just before we get into that, it's John 14 and 1. It says, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you," man. So Yahushua, he's that man on a long journey. And he went to set the heavens in orders, man. And when he comes back, he's going to collect his loved ones, his remnant, his elect, and he's going to show us everything that he's presented and that he's put together up in the heavens, man. While we were down here catching hell, man, Yahweh Shah wants to prepare a place for us, man. All right, you got many different, and when you go into stars, which is basically planets, right? You got multiple planets, man. Countless and countless and innumerable amount of planets, man. But what dwells and protects and guides the universe? The chariots of the Most High, man. And what's going to take us home, man? The chariots of the Most High, man. We're going to be beamed up on a great chariot, man. All right? Let me get it real quick, guy. Unless you have one. Let me get it real quick. It's Revelation 4. I'm going to start. Revelation 15:2, it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass. I'm going to start at 1, Salaki, because this is going to tie in to the second edge of 16. It's Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is the filled up the wrath of the Most High. 7 going into that complete amount of judgment. All right, this is when all hell is going to break loose and we're going to be delivered. It says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on a sea of glass having the harps of the Most High. And that's ultimately going to be the elect, man. We're going to be having those psalms in our hands, man. All right? We're going to be beamed up. All right? The scriptures tell you what, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. That's another clue telling you that we're going to be beamed up on the chariots, man. All right? Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, also goes into that. It says, in a moment and a twinkling of an eye, right? We're going to be beamed up. All right? Go ahead,
all right? This is Second Ezra 16 and 9. It says, as fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is it that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence, man. So these are the things that are going to be happening when the Lord Yahweh Shai comes back, man. All right, it's going to be in a glorious fashion, man. All right, it ain't going to be no doubt where nobody's going to know what's going on, man. In that time,
right.
They're going to know that that's the Heavenly Father, man. I mean, the Heavenly Father's Son, man. All right, but that's
right. This is 1 Corinthians 15:49. It says, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. And that's a clear cut showing you that Adam is Yahweh Shai, right? But that's another video. But it says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit corruption. Because when we get on those chariots, these fleshly bodies, all right, that are full of cancer, full of GMOs, all right, full of diabetes, all right, heart disease, hypertension, they can't inherit the kingdom of the Most High. You have to have a celestial body, man. You have to have a heavenly body to enter into those chariots, man. So we're going to be changed when we're beamed up. But it says, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, going into that Revelation 15, right? That 7th plague, the last trump, right? For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Incorruptible going into what? Celestial. We're going to go from earthly to heavenly via the chariots of the Most High, man. That's how we're going to be taken home. And like the brother was going into, the brother showed me a clever picture, all right, with the chariots on it. And on the caption of the picture, it said, swing low, sweet chariot coming forth to carry us home, man. And that's one of the Negro spirituals that our people used to sing during slavery, man. All right, calling upon to the Lord, man, because they knew the Lord even put the spirit on our people then to have somewhat of the knowledge to know that, man, the Most High is going to carry us home in the chariots, man. All right, and sure at that time they didn't know exactly, okay, what they were actually saying or speaking of, right? But now we have the pieces to the puzzle, man. Starting with the apostles on down to least of us, we got this whole roll, man, the volume of the book, to let us know and signify that the Most High put the chariots there for our salvation and our deliverance, man. Also for the destruction of these heathens. Like we brought out in that curse that go throughout the whole earth, man. That curse is gonna judge you heathens in you 2/3, man. And it's gonna deliver the elect. You got it, brother.
I can back you up with this.
You got it, brother.
He's backing up the brother about those bodies, man, different bodies. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another of flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There also there are also celestial bodies and body terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another, man. All right, showing you that separation, all right, of the spiritual and the bodies that we're in right now, man. All right, but there's a transition that happened because, the Lord has given us, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So we know that we're entering into the kingdom coming here, man, on earth. All right.
That's right, brother. Yep. The second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, on until they complete amount again. I dreamed a dream by night. And this was Ezra's, man. All right. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Talking about what? The holy host of angels, man. Like it tell you, like we brought in the songs, man. The angels of the Lord are the chariots, and the angels of the Lord are thousands upon thousands, man. So the Lord is coming back with a host of angels in his fleet, man, in his arsenal, man. Like they would say, right? It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. We know that's not talking about Esau either. Esau is not going to wax strong with the thousands of heaven, man. All right? That's not given on you, Esau. It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that was seen under him. You see? Talking about Yahweh Shah, they trembled, man. This society, this planet Earth, this universe, this society, this earth, this universe is going to tremble at the sight of the Lord, man. You're trembling now because the prophets are on the highways and byways, signifying that the end times are here, man. But you're ultimately going to tremble and be beaten the power with the sign of Yahweh from the heavens. But it says, and whosoever and whensoever, Salakia, the voice went out, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, man. Yeah, you're going to have in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, Jehoshaphat, right? Valley of decision, all right? The mountain of truth, which we go into it. You're going to have all these nations of people that are going to come and try to subdue Yahweh Shah, man. With all their might. You talking about Russia, America, North Korea, all right? China, Libya, Turkey, and so on and so forth, all right? Iran, with all their military might, giving it all they have, man. Trying to subdue Yahweh Shah, man. But look what's going to happen. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 6, but I behold, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain. You see? That chariot, man. And flew upon it. You can't, on a literal mountain, you can't fly on a literal mountain, man. Let's talk about the chariot, man. And it's playing upon the tables, man. Yahweh Shah is going to come back on that huge chariot, man. It's going to cover the entire sky, man. You people are going to be a witness to it, man. We're already witnesses. Lord willing, we be of that number. Abaratuzah, we be of that number. But we're witnesses to it right now. We have belief and wholeheartedly believe that Yahweh Shah is going to come back and deliver us, man. And it's our Redeemer drawing nigh. But it says, 2nd Ezra 13 and 7, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So even Edris couldn't even see it, man. Right, because it wasn't given unto him at this time, but we see it right now, man. All right, and we're going to see it even furthermore when Yahweh Shah actually does it in the flesh, man. Yahweh Shah is going to come back in the flesh, man. All right, just as he came over 2,000 years ago in the flesh, he's going to come back and return, man. All right, pertaining to Revelation, the 1st chapter, all eyes, even those that pierced him, are going to see, man. You bet your last dollar on it, Esau, Edom, all right, Moab, Ishmael, all right. But it says, verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. That's talking about you heathen nations, man. The kings of the earth, all right. Vladimir Putin, Sleepy Joe Biden, Kamala Harris's, man. Kim Jong-un's, All right, and so on and so forth, man. You came to subdue the Lord, but the tricks is on you. All right, it backfired on you, man. The Lord is gonna foil your plan. It says, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence, because they're coming in violence. Y'all ain't coming to say, okay, peace treaty. We're gonna give these Israelites the land back. We're gonna put them in a rightful place. Nah, you're coming with violence because you're thinking you want to be the next top king on the earth, man. All right, that's why it tells you in the book of Revelations, upon his head he shall come back wearing many crowns, man. He's gonna strip you nations of your crowns and your rulership. But it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instruments of war. You see? Because Yahushua is not coming to meet you as a man. You can get that too, right?
I got one.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this backing up the brother, man, about the nation shall mourn, man. This is the return of Yahushua. Right. This is Matthew 24 and 30. And then shall, that's it, Shalom. Matthew 24 and 30 says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of the heaven with power and great glory, man. And that's what we're going to see, all right, during that World War III, man. All right, they're going to look upon Yahushua, all right, and then want to fight them, man. They're going to be terrified. Yeah. You know, they're really going to be terrified, but the Lord will put the Spirit on them, all right, to make war with them in heaven.
Right. They're going to be terrified, just to back the brother up, because they used to dealing with America's military, the militaries in this world. They used to dealing with drones, helicopters, nuclear missiles, ICBMs, you know, guns, your modern day guns, swords, bombs, things like that, grenades, and so on and so forth. They're not used to dealing with an angelic power, man. All right? This is Isaiah 47 and 3. Okay, Salaki, brother. All right.
This is Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth, from one end of heaven to the other, man. All right, so Lord is going to gather his elect, all right, in the time of, all hell breaking loose in this war, man. All right, and that guy, Ronald Reagan, man, he said, if we had a force come out from, of space, and they know that there's chariots out there, they know that those are the angels. They say, can we not put all our differences aside and fight that entity? All right, so they know that Yahushua and his angels are coming back, all right, to destroy this place, and that's why he puts it in the movies, right? All right, to make to demonize the Lord, man. All right, and the angels. All right.
It's Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, speaking to Esau, Edom, this society. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. See, the Most High, Esau, you thought you wasn't playing fair when you put us in cargo slave ships, all right, packed us like sardines on slave ships during the transatlantic slave trade. You thought you wasn't playing fair, man, all right? But our power, the armies of heaven, all right, they're not playing fair. Yahushua is not, man. He's not going to meet you as a man. He's not going to meet you as a regular military general to offer your policy to, man. Nah, man, you can't persuade Yahushua into not destroying this place, Esau, with your gold and your riches, man. Because Yahushua's riches, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's riches, all right, they come from the heavens, Esau. But it says, I'm going to go back to 2nd Ezra 13, it says, 2nd Ezra 13 and 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, man. Tempest going into her, man, you're going to see hurricanes, whirlwinds, all type of things, man. All right? You're going to fear the Lord, Esau, Edom, Moab, Ishmael. You're going to fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. When you see, I'm going to read it one more time. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth, and it has been a blast of fire. When you see these blast of fires, and out of his lips a flaming breath, when you see that flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, when you see those hurricanes and those sparks and that concentrated heat Esau, you're gonna fear the Most High, man. And when you see him deliver up his people, the nation of Israel, the people that you counted out, the people that you beat down, the people that you persecuted, the people that you made pay taxes, and the people that you made slave and labor in your society, man. All right, like it tells you in the book of James, we're talking about the get. All right, you're gonna fear the Most High, man. Esau, Edom, because you got a lot to pay for, man. And the Most High is gonna come and deliver us in a spectacular manner. You got it, brother.
All right, this is Nahum 1 and 3. It says, "The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have His way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of His feet." Man. So Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is not gonna quit. Yahweh Shai want to quit the wicked, man. All right. So Esau, he's gonna face his demise, man. His kingdom is gonna be destroyed. All right, and the government, which is the order of Yahweh Shai, is gonna be established.
Right.
All right. That's it.
In 2 Ezra 16:9, it says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" Because the Lord, a fire is going to go forth from his wrath, man. And that wrath is what we call indignation, man, which is righteous anger. So the Lord has a righteous judge is not just going to assign a penalty to the innocent, man. A righteous judge is going to, like the brother said, he's not going to acquit the wicked, man. A righteous judge is going to acquit the innocent, which is the elect, man. And that's what you're going to see in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It said, 2 Ezra 16:9, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" And this is the one you quoted earlier. Right? "He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence." You got it, right?
So who should not be afraid, man, of all these things when the Lord comes back, man, and utterly not be beaten to powder, man, which is those concentrated beams of energy hitting you, man. All right, as well as the on top of it, the nuclear fire, man. All right, as it says, with Zechariah, where it says where your flesh shall consume away in the holes in your eyes and your mouth, you know. That's that concentrated beam of fire, man.
Got you right here. Just backing the brother up. It's Zechariah 14:12. It says, and you got it out, "And this shall be the plague," you see, "the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem."
That's right. And that's these nations, man, that's fought against our people. All right. How they fighting against our people by helping discontinue us from our power, man. All right, setting up all these snares and these nets, man. All right, being accused of thy brother, man.
Yeah, and then when it's saying fought against Jerusalem, you could like Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is likened unto Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before a place, and who's the ultimate head of that? Yahushua, man. So they're gonna fight against Yahushua, man. And they're ultimately by them fighting against Jerusalem or Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they are fighting against the elect at the same time, man. All right. But it says, you got it out. Zechariah 14:12, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth."
That's right. And that's them chariots, man. That's the energy of the chariots, and that's the lake of fire, man, which is those ICBM missiles, man.
That's right.
They both are going to do the same thing, turn you to powder, man. All right, turn you to ash. All right.
Hey man, totally wipe you out. Like if you can watch Dragon Ball Z, when that spear bomb or that Kamehameha, all right, comes out, what does it do to the opponent? Yeah. You see that opponent trying to fight against it, and then all of a sudden you see that opponent being broken down into little trickles of particles and destroyed, man. All right, that's likened unto the chariots of the Most High, man. You're gonna see someone, and then those chariots are gonna deliver that judgment, and then they're gonna be crisp, nothing in an instant, man, simultaneously. But this back in 2 Ezra 16, 2 Ezra 16 and 11, "The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. So all those things, man, that symbolize the glory of the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That symbolize the authority that the Lord is going to come back with. Esau, Edom, so-called white man can't come back with that type of authority, man. This man is a base man. This man moves when the wind blows. This man's blood shows forth through his skin, man. He's translucent. He's vile, man. That power wasn't given unto you, Esau, Edom, Amalek. That was only given unto the one you counted out, the one you doubted, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man, which is a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah, man. Is going to come back on that chariot, your least expected opponent, Esau. All right, and that's going to be marvelous. That's going to be to your detriment. You got it, huh?
You know? And this is a part of that. This is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, being the ICBM missiles." That's that noise. "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right.
The earth also and the works there are in shall be burnt up," man. All right, and that's the indignation of the Lord, man.
That's right.
The indignation of the Lord is that concentrated heat, man, burning everything up, man.
Right,
but as the brother was bringing up in Zechariah, man. All right, elements melting, and your body's made up of elements. All right, and when that beam hits you, or that nuclear fire hits you, man, it's gonna melt you, man. All right, bro.
No. We don't want to be in that case, man. We want to be in the case getting beamed up and beholding this place, man. Hey, Shalom, Maki on the comment board. Y'all about Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb, GMS Memphis Camp. Shalom, Maki on. To all you brothers out there pushing that word in truth, man. Watch y'all brothers a lot, GMS Memphis. Back to the lesson, it says, this is just an account of Antiochus, of how he saw and was visited by chariots, as you may say. Second Maccabees 5:1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt. And then it happened because Antiochus, as we know, he was trying to get that landmass, man, conquer that landmass. That's where you get the story of that land being drawn in the sand and him having to make a decision. But it says, and then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances like a band of soldiers, man. And this backs up Ezekiel the first chapter, man, going into that glorious, marvelous apparel of the chariots, man. All right? He saw horsemen, right? Running in the air. That's not talking about literal horsemen. That's talking about chariots, man. In the air, man. For the space of 40 days, man. And it's going to tell you, when we read down, the effect that those chariots had on these men. It says, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running against another, with shaking of shields, and multitudes of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, you see? All right, sparks, tempest. It's all in the same, man. This is played upon the tables, man. But the salvation is only for the elect, so the 2/3 of Israel and you heathen nations, you can't receive this, man. Now, Abaratazah, we receive this unto the end, man, along with you, Akim, that's out there pushing this in sincerity. But it says, and drawing of swords and casting of darts and glittering of golden ornaments and harness of all sorts. Verse 4, wherefore every man prayed that apparition might turn to good, right? Because ultimately, when they saw these things, they were frightened, man. They were scared. So they prayed that these signs from the heavens will be turned to good, man. That they will be in good case, man, from these things, man. So we see these chariots and we look up towards them and say, how long, Lord? We know that those are our vehicles and our access to go into the kingdom, man. So we have honor and reverence because not only do we see the chariots, we don't think of it in the mind of the heathen. We don't say, oh, UFOs, man, wow, trying to get a picture. No, we say, man, those are the angels guiding those chariots, those vehicles, those spiritual vehicles, man. All right? Not you so-called Edomites, man.
I got it.
You got it, brother.
This is Jeremiah 10:2. It says, Jeremiah 10:2, it says, thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, which are those chariots. All right, the blood moons. All right, eclipse. All right, it says, for the heathen are dismayed at them, man. All right, the sons of heaven is also the chariots of the Lord, man. all right? And they come in all different types of colors, all right, shapes, all right, and sizes, man, all right. And those people are dismayed at them, man. All right, I got one more.
You got it, brother.
All right, this is Isaiah 4:5. It says, "And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assembling a cloud of smoke by day, and a shining a flame of fire by night.
Right.
For upon all the glory shall be a defense, man." All right, so that's just showing you that the chariots of the Lord, man, how they operate, like in the nighttime, and you can see them, flashing. Some of them look like they're balls of fire. Sometimes whenever you see them, pictures, they look like they literally look like a cloud. You know,
glittering disc, like
yeah,
a disc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kinda.
That's how that went out.
Kinda. In James 5:4, get that word Sabbath in the start. James 5:4. It's James 5:1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Speaking of the least of the earth, because you got a lot of miseries that's gonna come upon you, going into the plagues, the pestilence. But ultimately, your main misery, Esau, is your how about Shemi Shine, the chariots of the Most High, man. That's gonna bring you misery, Esau, because ultimately, your military is what you buck yourself up in, your pride. So the Most High is going to upset your military, and that's ultimately going to bring misery into you, man. All the prize, your prized possession, all your military strength that you worked up for, is going to be swat down, man. Like like on that movie, like I was telling you, brothers, like on that movie Godzilla. All right, just a quick worldly example. In the movie Godzilla, when Godzilla had planes flying around him, right? What was he doing? Just simply knocking them all down. Like, what are these things, man? That's how the chariots see these military and these ICBMs, man. It's James 5:2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Right. Going into you, the kings of the earth, man. Eat the flesh of mighty men, like I believe it's a Revelation that says, "Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." All right, and then when you get that word out, bring it up to the camera, because the brother's gonna show you what that, because this is another title of the Lord, Sabbath, man. It's gonna show you how the Lord gets down, man. All right. James 5:4, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crying." That's speaking of the elect, man. That's us. We cry it because we're kept back by fraud by Esau. And fraud, when you go into that definition, it's a misrepresentation of the truth, man. All right? But it says, "And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth." Of the Lord of Sabaoth, man. And the brother's gonna bring it out what that word Sabaoth means, man. Go ahead,
Khan, this is the definition. Sabaoth.
Strong's G 4519. Sabaoth.
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 All right, and it says, "Lord of Sabaoth, Lord of the armies of Israel."
Ooh, one more time, Mark.
It says, "Lord of the armies of Israel."
So the Most High Yahweh Shemi Shai is the power of the armies of Israel. That didn't say the armies of Moab. That didn't say the armies of Esau, Edom. That said what?
It says, "The Lord of the armies of Israel."
Go ahead.
As those who are under the leadership and protection of Yahweh Shai maintain his cause in war.
One more time, man. Maintain his cause in war, man.
Yep.
So we have an army up there, man. They
Yep.
maintain our cause in war. What's our cause?
That's right.
Prophecy.
Yep.
What's our cause? Deliverance to the nation of Israel. Waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. What's our cause, man? America being destroyed, Babylon being overthrown in righteousness, man. Us being raised up in these last days, man. That's our cause, and that's the will of the Father. You got more?
All right. This is it says armies. All right. In the Strongs, it says a military infant of God.
Ooh.
That's right.
So, hey, let me bring this out real quick. Revelation 12:7. "And there was a war in heaven," and that clearly explains it, man. What that war is going to be and is going to entail. Revelation 12:7. "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels," see, the Lord of Sabaoth, the armies of Israel, and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels. Speaking of Esau, Edom, and his militaries, man. The EU, the NATO, this beast system. It says, and prevail not. So the Esau and his angels are not going to prevail. Pertain to all the scriptures me and the brother brought out. All right, 2 Ezra 13. All right, 2 Ezra 16. Okay, James 5. It says, and prevail not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So you're not going to be any more in rulership, Esau, Edom. You're not going to be found anymore, man. Your armies, man. Your counterfeit weaponry. It says, and a great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, man. Because you're going to be destroyed and taken out of power in this third world war. That's going to be won, all right, by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, and the host of holy angels, man. You got it, right? You had something?
All right, I just wanted to bring out the nature of the Lord. This is Exodus 15:3. It says, the Lord is a man of war.
That's right.
The Lord is his name, man. All right? So, Yahweh is Yahweh, all right, is a man of war, man. And who is, what more is the image of your son, man? All right? Yahushua is coming to slash with that sword, man. All right? And put all these nations in subjection. All right? And set up the government, all right, of Israel, man, which is these scriptures, this Bible, man. It's going to be the law of the land, man, of the whole universe. All right?
That's right. Hey, Lord willing, this message was edifying. We're facing the east, we don't stand. You give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, our Kakodash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, and worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, and pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. Kwame Yashala, Baba Bob, Shalom.
Shalom, Aki.
Till next time, Aki, Lord willing, this message was edifying. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.